सभी विरोधी पार्टियों की सरकारों की जातिवादी, संकीर्ण व पूंजीवादी सोच होने के कारण काफी ज्यादा उपेक्षा की गई है। इतना ही नहीं बल्कि हमने वर्तमान केंद्र की सरकार की तरह अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ में इनके टैक्स के पैसों से ही थोड़ा सा मुफ्त में राशन देकर इनको अपना गुलाम व लाचार नहीं बनाया है, अर्थात इनको दूसरों के ऊपर निर्भर नहीं रखा है। इसके साथ साथ हमारी पार्टी की रही सरकार ने देश में यहाँ बहुजन समाज में समय समय पर जन्मे अपने महान
डॉक्टर एल मुरुगन प्लीज।
महोदय,
श्री नित्यानंद राय
महोदय, मैं आज की संशोधित कार्यावली की क्रमांक संख्या 1D पर मेरे नाम के सम्मुख उल्लेखित दस्तावेज सभा पटल पर रखें।
अजय टमटा।
महोदय, आपकी अनुमति से संशोधित कार्यसूची के क्रम संख्या 5 पर मेरे नाम के सामने उल्लेखित पत्रों को सदन के पटल पर रखा।
श्री सुकांता मजुमदार।
Honorable sir, with your kind permission, I rise to lay on the table of the House the papers mentioned against my name at serial number 1F in today's revised list of business.
श्रीमती सावित्री ठाकुर।
महोदय, आपकी अनुमति से मैं आज की संशोधित कार्य सूची क्रम संख्या 6 के मेरे नाम के समक्ष सूचीबद्ध दस्तावेज सटन पर रखती हूँ।
श्री हर्ष मल्होत्रा।
Sir, with your permission, I rise to lay papers mentioned against my name at serial number 1H of the revised list of business.
श्री जॉर्ज कुरियन।
Deputy Chairman, sir, with your kind permission, I rise to make statement listed against my name at serial number 1I in today's revised list of business.
Laying of CAG report, श्री पंकज चौधरी।
सभापति महोदय, मैं आज की संशोधित कार्यसूची में मेरे नाम के सामने संविधान की अनुच्छेद 151 के खंड 1 के अधीन भारतीय रेल में लंबी दूरी की रेलगाड़ियों में सफाई व्यवस्था पर भारत के नियंत्रक और महालेखा परीक्षक का प्रतिवेदन संघ सरकार रेल मंत्रालय 2025 का प्रतिवेदन संख्या 15 निष्पादन लेखा परीक्षा रेल एक प्रति अंग्रेजी तथा हिंदी आपकी अनुमति से सदन के पटल पर रखता हूँ।
Reports of the department related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports, श्रीमती संगीता यादव। श्रीमती संगीता यादव।
माननीय उपसभापति, विभाग संबंधी शिक्षा, महिला, बाल, युवा और खेल संबंधी संसदीय स्थायी समिति के निम्नलिखित प्रतिवेदन अंग्रेजी और हिंदी में प्रस्तुत करती हूँ कि नंबर 1, खेल विभाग, युवक कार्यक्रम और खेल मंत्रालय से संबंधित भारतीय खेल प्राधिकरण और खेलो इंडिया के कार्यकरण और निष्पादन की समीक्षा संबंधी 369वां प्रतिवेदन और उच्चतर शिक्षा विभाग, शिक्षा मंत्रालय से संबंधित अनुसूचित जातियों, अनुसूचित जनजातियों और पिछड़े वर्गों के लिए निजी शैक्षिक संस्थानों से शैक्षिक संस्थानों में आरक्षण से विशेष प्रावधान संबंधी भारत के संविधान के अनुच्छेद 15(5) का कार्यान्वयन संबंधित 370वां प्रतिवेदन सभा पटल पर रखती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Report of the Department Related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Home Affairs, श्री G.K. Vasan।
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to present the 254th report in Hindi and English Standing Committee on Home Affairs on cyber crime ramification, protection and prevention. Thank you, sir.
Report on the Committee on Petitions।
इन कार्रवाई को दर्शाने वाले
projects like construction of Afghani parliament, this very famous Salma Dam, which is a reflection of Afghanistan-India friendship and its civilizational relationship. And these projects not only support Afghanistan, but also solidify India's influence in Afghanistan, if we see. And then we should also look at our investment in Iran's Chabahar port, which provides an alternative sea land route for trade with Afghanistan and Central Asia. So here also this element of trade and connectivity comes into the picture, wherein both Afghanistan and India would like to overpass or surpass Pakistan by developing this particular, land corridor. And then last but not the least, there are untapped natural resources that Afghanistan has. So as in, there are different articles and reports that estimate that Afghanistan has reserves of critical minerals and untapped natural resources ranging from 1 to 3 trillion USD. So this actually also presents a window of opportunity for like long-term engagement between the nations. However, again, considering the nature of the present government, India is engaging with Afghanistan with a caution, but again, like to secure its national interests and ensure its national security. This visit is very, very important and gives a strong message to the whole world that if other countries are playing the game of realism or considering this realistic definition of power onto the turf, India is diplomatically playing this game and securing its national interests, because aggression and attacking somebody or like playing with the help of proxies is not what India does. Our foreign policy never believes in all these kind of elements. So that is why India is trying to engage constructively with a country like Afghanistan and vice versa.
Okay, so Ambassador, with the hope that India's position on humanitarian and developmental assistance that we have followed after 2021, this could serve as a bridge for, say, broader diplomatic engagement in the future with Afghanistan. But do you also believe that this could further help us in balancing our outreach to the Taliban with its continued support, of course, for a more inclusive political
احنا تعبنا.
Video 1. A high-rise building was destroyed in seconds. Video 2. This is the moment when an Islamic university was bombed and flattened. Video 3. A cyclist rushes for his life as buildings get destroyed behind him. Here is another video. A displaced Gaza mother and her children are seen leaving their bombed home behind. Missiles after missiles, smoke billows over Gaza City as Israeli strikes hit several residential buildings. This is the reality in Gaza, where homes, schools, and markets have been reduced to rubble. Several hospitals and universities have come under attack. Every airstrike leaves more families displaced, forced to leave behind what little they had left. Israel has regularly said it takes steps to avoid hitting civilians. Israel says it is seeking to eliminate Hamas, which attacked southern Israel from Gaza in 2023, and free hostages still held by the group. Israel announced the start of its long-awaited ground operation into Gaza City on the 16th of September. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, in a post on X, said, "Gaza is burning." He further wrote, "The IDF strikes with an iron fist at the Hamas infrastructure, and IDF soldiers are fighting bravely to create the conditions for the release of the hostages and the defeat of Hamas." But as the Israeli military pushes further, the human toll keeps rising. For many, it means constantly moving from one place to another. For them, a shelter today may be unsafe tomorrow. How many buildings have actually been destroyed in Gaza? Why is Israel targeting civilian infrastructures? What are the designated displacement zones in Gaza? And what about the relocation plan? We explain all these and more on We on Wide Angle this week. Al-Ghafri Tower, the tallest building in the Gaza Strip, was leveled to the ground on the 15th of September, shortly after the Israeli army issued an evacuation notice. The 20-story high-rise located in western Gaza City housed press offices for international and local news agencies. The Israeli military claims the building hid Hamas infrastructure. Footage captured the terrifying moment when the tower collapsed, which sparked concern and outcry among local residents.
When the tower was struck next to us, my tent was completely destroyed and nothing was left. At the same time, we cannot flee to the south because we don't even have the money. As you can see, I have an amputation and it's very difficult for me to move.
Al-Ghafri Tower was one of Gaza City's landmarks. They are trying to erase the national and historical landmarks in Gaza City by targeting towers, mosques, and churches in an attempt to empty the city of its residents and terrify them.
On the 15th of September, Palestinians searched through the rubble of the Al-Jundi Al-Mahyoul building in Gaza City. which was hit by Israel a day before. The attack on this residential complex forced dozens of families who lived here into displacement. Residents said they were given evacuation orders shortly before the strikes.
Around 6:50 p.m., they gave us around half an hour to evacuate, hardly any time. We managed to take what we could of clothes and furniture. Then the tower was completely blown up, as you can see.
It's been 2 years. Next month, it will be 2 years. No one is finding a solution. Even the United States is not standing on our side. On screen is different than behind the scenes. What can we do? We only have God to stand with us.
A day before, an Israeli strike targeted another residential center, the Mohanna multi-story building in Gaza City. As locals watched from a distance, the building was used to shelter displaced families in Gaza. Israel claimed that civilian occupants were warned in advance and that the building was being used by Hamas. According to the Palestinian Civil Defense, at least 50 multi-story buildings have been destroyed in recent weeks. Some neighborhoods have faced near total destruction. In Gaza City's Zaytun area alone, more than 1,500 homes and buildings have been destroyed since early August. According to the Palestinian authorities, the demolition has forced 80% of all Zaytun's residents to migrate to western or northern areas of Gaza City. Gaza City currently shelters approximately 1 million Palestinians. Humanitarian organizations warn that Israel's takeover of Gaza would devastate a population already experiencing widespread malnutrition. According to a UN report published in April, approximately 92% of all residential buildings in Gaza, which is around 436,000 homes, have been damaged or destroyed since the start of the war. 78% of all structures, too, are destroyed or damaged as of July. 88% of the 48,987 assessed entities in the commerce and industry sector in Gaza have been demolished. And 62% of the total road network has been ruined. Israel already controls 75% of Gaza, while the UN estimates some 86% of the territory is either in militarized zones or under evacuation orders. Israel launched the main stage of its ground offensive on Gaza City on the 16th of September. It is one of the most significant escalations of the conflict so far. Satellite images captured showed destruction in Gaza as Israel launched ground assault. According to the Palestinian authorities, more than 64,000 people have been killed since the launch of Israel's nearly 2-year-long war against Hamas. It was prompted by Hamas's attack on Israel in October 2023, in which 1,200 people were killed on Israel's soil and 251 others taken hostage. Tanks, military helicopters, and smoke were seen at the border between Israel and Gaza. Ground troops are moving deeper into the city, towards its center. Israel's security cabinet has already approved a strategy to take control of the city. A move, it says, is essential to dismantle what it calls Hamas's last stronghold. But Gaza City is not just a battleground. Before the war, it was home to hundreds of thousands of people and served as the most populous urban center in the enclave. Now, much of its civilian infrastructure has been destroyed, and residents are once again being urged to leave. The strikes and bombardments have intensified, with Gaza health officials reporting dozens of civilian casualties in the opening hours of the offensive. Israel maintains that its focus is on Hamas targets, but the destruction of buildings, homes, and critical infrastructure has raised global concerns.
Israel is bombing is destroying, including by using unconventional weapons that we've never seen before and newly assembled weapons. Is destroying entire neighborhoods, remnants of buildings where people were seeking shelter, really. It's trying to forcibly evacuate the 800,000 Palestinians who were seeking refuge there. But the question is, why? Why? Because this is the last piece of Gaza that needs to be rendered unlivable before advancing the ethnic cleansing of that piece of land. And then probably they will move to the West Bank.
The United Nations has warned that Israel's push into Gaza City could result in further forced displacement on a massive scale, and world leaders have voiced fears of mounting civilian deaths. Inside Israel, the plan has also faced opposition, not only from some military officials, but also from families of hostages who worry about the consequences of such an offensive.
We came here last night. We heard the bombs are getting stronger all over Gaza. Our children are there. The Prime Minister Netanyahu, instead of saving our children, is bombing them. He doesn't want negotiation. He wants them to come back not alive and disappear there.
We arrived late last night to send a clear and straight message to the government and of course the Prime Minister of Israel. We will not leave this place until you give us all our loved ones back. It has been